Hey guys, my name is CHAPPiEHD and today I have a new kind of video for you guys. I'll be giving my honest thoughts and review of Valorant. Now that's been out for a little while, and without further ado, let's just get right into it. So to start off, here is the TLDR of my review. It's a very fun, addictive, and casual game. I'm highlighting the word casual here as obviously there is a competitive mode and element in the game. There's also been a few tournaments already. However, you stick with me throughout the video, I'll get into a little more why I decided to use the phrasing of casual for my TLDR review. But that's my TLDR review. It's a very fun, addictive, casual game. Now, like I said, the game is definitely very fun and addictive. I've been putting countless hours into this game since it came out, learning the different agents or champions, whatever you want to call them, and spending time with my personal favorite Viper and getting to learn a lot more about how she works and her own mechanics, as well as how other agents work in the game and everything. And for the majority of this review, I'll be comparing this game to Counter-Strike for the very reason that it's the game that's commonly brought up during comparisons, and especially since a large part of the competitive CSGO community was consulted during the development of Valorant. So what are my initial thoughts on the game? Well, my initial thoughts on the gameplay itself is that it feels a lot more clunky compared to CSGO. I'm not sure if it's because of the animations, but something about this game's movements or animations causes the game to feel a little more clunky, and I think the word that best describes it is just less smooth than CSGO. But with time, this is definitely faded, and I don't really notice or feel like it that much, and I don't really notice as much of a problem anymore. But it's definitely something my friends and I took notice when we first started playing, and if you're kind of switching over from CSGO or coming from that kind of background, you're definitely going to notice a little bit of a less smooth experience, depending on what kind of games you're coming from. Now, let's talk about the gunplay. The gunplay feels very solid. Each gun has its own purpose, and I would even dare to say every gun is good in their own specific way. I never felt that if I was forcing up with my team, I would have no chance to win the round. In fact, because I believe every gun is more viable than, say, some of the guns in CSGO, there's a bigger opportunity to win forced rounds, which overall I think is a good thing for the game, and something I prefer over CSGO. You have more chances to catch up in Valorant if you are behind. Where in CSGO, if you're losing a round or losing round to round, or especially if you lose to a force buy, you often have to forfeit a round or two, sometimes even three, automatically, because force buys aren't as strong compared to a full buy and are a lot more important. However, in Valorant, I feel like you could get away with this a lot more often, and I find myself not automatically giving up rounds as much as I would in Counter-Strike. So I think that's something that is really good in the fact that the guns are very solid, because again, speaking toward the gunplay, I feel like the learning curve for the guns and the spray control in particular is definitely easier in Valorant compared to CSGO, and I think that's why I prefer how they feel and compared to CSGO. I find that the bullets generally go toward where you aim while you're pulling down, and even the spread feels less random even while you're moving, which is a welcome change because again, there's a large learning curve within Counter-Strike that kind of holds some people back, and I feel like that can really affect your own experience of the game if you're not able to put in countless hours in order to learn precisely how to spray control. And because of these pros, I feel there's also a con that the gameplay and learning curve does feel a lot easier and is a lot more forgiving than CSGO, which is why I feel that this game is a lot more casual. In my opinion, it's a lot more casual than the competitive aspect of CSGO. And some of the abilities within the game is another issue that I kind of have with it, and why I kind of feel that it's personally takes a bit of the challenge and merit away toward the competitiveness of the game. Something that I've been struggling with as a design choice, for example, is Sage's Revive. I know that it only comes up probably 2 times, maybe 3 times if the Sage is really popping off that round or that half. But a part of me really disagrees with the aspect of having someone comes back into the fight after someone works so hard to take them out. I've had countless rounds in competitive where it was a clutch situation that, although the odds weren't in my or my own teammates' favor, in the sense that it was a 1v1 situation or a 1v2, 1v3 situation, I gotta admit those 1v1, 1v2, 1v3 situations are a lot more easier to actually get through and actually, have that clutch moment than a 1v4 if all of a sudden somebody is revived. And because of this reason, I feel that you know, there's also some other abilities I have an issue with in the game that make it too OP in certain situations, that I feel that the competitiveness is taken out of the game. Because it doesn't matter how hard you try, when someone can be revived, or you can get flashed through walls or killed behind walls with Sova's ult, for example, it doesn't really matter how good you're doing. There's always that possibility of that happening to you, and that could be the round you really need to win in order to win the game. Because it could be tilting sometimes. It could change the whole motivation behind you trying to actually complete the game. And because of that, your morale could go down and you might not do as well in that second half or whatever it may be, just because you lost that one round and it's tilting, right? Now, let's talk about the graphics. Although it's nothing spectacular, I gotta admit I really do like the art design and aesthetic that they went with. I think the maps, abilities, and agents all look amazing and really fit the environment that Riot has brought us. However, I do have to say I'm pretty surprised that Riot did not come out with any skins for the agents, considering how many skins there are for champions in League of Legends, and I kind of would have liked to see some skins. And another issue I have with skins in general is specifically the weapon skins. Honestly, I don't know if anyone else will agree with me, but I kind of do not like most of the skins that have come out for weapons in the game, especially in the bundles. And in fact, I prefer the skins in the $10 Battle Pass over the $17, $35, $51, or $81, whatever it may be, standalone skins or bundles that, in my opinion, are kind of overpriced. And that's something else I need to bring up is what's up with these crazy prices. I understand that the prices are not strange for someone coming from League, and I haven't played it in years and forgot how expensive Ultimate skins are. But again, comparing it to CSGO, $35 for an axe skin that I don't personally think looks all that great, or again, it's $35 for just an axe skin, compared to some of the really solid skins from CSGO that are a fraction of that price. Like, what's up with these prices? And again, I'm going to put up some of my own personal favorite CSGO skins, but again, these skins are a fraction of the price of any Valorant skin, and you can get these readily on the Steam market, and that's something I think they kind of need to work on, is they got to bring these prices down, because honestly, like I said, I think that $10 value or Battle Pass is way better value than the $17 standalone skin. So what's my final verdict? All in all, I think Valorant is definitely a great game that is a lot of fun to play with friends. Do I think it is as competitive and hard as CSGO? Definitely not. However, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I still have lots of fun playing ranked and look forward to ranking up, and believe that this game definitely has a lot of potential. And there are things that they do great, such as the gunplay like I mentioned, the economy, and even the ease of access of the use of the UI. For example, being able to see your minimum amount that you'll have to buy next round, like, that's so helpful, and I don't understand why that's not a feature in CSGO. It's a solid game that I think everyone should definitely give a try, and that's my final verdict, is give it a try if you haven't picked it up yet. Well, that's everything, folks, and that's my review. I hope you go give the game a try, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.